Aquarius, welcome to the realm of astrology. This is your monthly horoscope overview for the month of September 2021. But before we begin, I would request you to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you can be notified every time I post a video. And Aquarius, I would also like to let you know that I do daily video horoscopes, weekly video horoscopes, and monthly sun rising sign horoscopes just like this one on my YouTube channel that you can watch whenever you want. Alright, so let's talk about the month of September for you, Aquarius. Now, the first important thing happens on September 6th, and that is the new moon in the sign of Virgo, which is happening at 14 degrees, and it puts it in your 8th house. Now, what is a new moon? A new moon is a new beginning. We begin something on a new moon, we seed something on a new moon that we will work on for the next lunar month, for the next 28-30 days. And for you, Aquarius, this beginning is happening in your 8th house of intimate relationships, investments, transformation, healing, endings, beginning, personal karma, and that's a lot of things. Eighth house is a lot of things. So it could be a beginning in any one of these things for you. It could be, for example, now these are just examples, that you start a new intimate relationship, or you start an investment, or you start to heal, or you start to end something, or begin something, anything like that. The 8th house is also the house of occult things and hidden things and taboo things. So I just thought I'd mention that as well. And this new moon, Aquarius, is in a trine to Uranus, which means it's making a 120-degree angle to Uranus, which is positive, which means this beginning that you're going to have in your 8th house connected to intimate relationship, investments, occult things, hidden things, taboo things, transformation, healing, catharsis, endings, beginnings, personal karma can come about quite unexpectedly and suddenly. Okay, but it's going to happen like that. However, that being said, the entire new moon energy will be broken down in my new moon video, but this is just a part of that energy. So you can watch that video if you're interested. So that's September 6th for you, Aquarius. Now the next important thing happens on September 10th. And before I speak about that, I do want to mention that watch your rising sign first and then your sun sign. And if I mention the dates depending on where you're at, it might be a day or so, give a day or so to whatever date I say. So on September 10th, Aquarius, we have Venus entering the sign of Scorpio, which means it's going to enter your 10th house. Now, Venus has been in your 9th house for the past 20-25 days or so. And in your 9th house, it has given you blessings, given you gifts, and even made you more receptive to the 9th house, which is higher wisdom, foreign travel, higher education, publishing, knowledge, all these things. So it could be that you become more receptive to receiving knowledge. Or it could be that if you've been trying to make a trip abroad, Venus gave you some sort of gift or blessing to make that happen. Or if you wanted to pursue higher education, Venus made you more receptive to that idea. It could be any one of those things. And then on September 10th, it enters your 10th house, which means it's going to start to give you gifts and blessings and make you more receptive to your business and career for the next 20-25 days. So that's September 10th. Then on September 13th, Aquarius, we have the first quarter square of the moon. Now this is a point when the sun and the moon make their first 90-degree angle. And this whole week, starting on September 13th, is about overcoming challenges, overcoming obstacles, and making adjustments connected to the new beginning in your 8th house. So it could be that you started an intimate relationship, but maybe you don't have time for that. So this week you're adjusting. How do I schedule my routine so that I can make time for that relationship? Or, okay, you want to make a new investment. How do I structure my finances so that I'm able to make that new investment? Or you want to end something, transform something, heal yourself. What actions can I take? What can I do to facilitate that process of healing? Things like that. And these are just examples, right? It could be anything connected to the 8th house. And then On September 14th, we are going to have Mars here entering your ninth house. Now, Mars enters a particular sign, which means a particular house, almost after 2 years, okay? So, for the past 40 days or so, up until September 14th, Mars has been in your 8th house. And wherever Mars goes, it re energizes that house. And that, for you, that's been the 8th house. So, it has re energized your house of intimate relationships, investments, healing, catharsis, endings, beginnings, transformations, occult things, hidden things, all those things. So, for example, it could be that for the past 2 years or so, you didn't want to be in an intimate relationship. But Mars entered that area and said, hey, you're ready. Why don't you get into a relationship? So, subtle things like that. Or investment. Maybe you weren't ready to make an investment for the past 2 years or so. But Mars came in and said, it's okay. It's okay. Go ahead. Go for it. Or if you were carrying some pain within you, Mars came in and said, hey, time to let that go, time to heal, time to transform, time to end that old emotional way of being and begin a new one. These are just examples, okay? But something like this. And now on September 14th, it's going to enter your ninth house and re-energize that for you. So it could be that it re-energizes your beliefs. And ninth house is belief system, wisdom, knowledge, higher education, foreign travel, right? So it could be that it comes in and says, okay, you wanted to travel abroad about 2 years ago, but somehow those plans didn't materialize. Why don't you start working on it now? So things like that connected to the ninth house. And that's what's going to happen for the next 40 days or so. And then on September 20th, Aquarius, we have the full moon in Pisces. And a full moon, let me put it on the chart for you, is going to be at 28 degrees of Pisces, right? Which puts it about here and here. So your 8th and 2nd house axis. And full moons are completion points, they're culmination points, but more importantly, they're a point of clarity. So there are 2 to 3 things that are coming about on this full moon. One is you're able to see more clearly the beginning that happened on September 6th for you in your 8th house. What was that beginning? What was that beginning about? So you're able to understand that better. The second thing is that this full moon is going to highlight 2 areas of your life, 1/8 and 1/2, which means on one hand, it's going to highlight your intimate relationships, investments, healing, catharsis, transformation, hidden things, taboo things, personal karma. And on the other hand, second house. Second house is the house of skills. It's the house of money, finances, right? Self-worth and values. This is what is being highlighted with this full moon for you. And another thing I want to mention, that this full moon in Pisces is where we will end the past a little bit more. And this ties into the new moon that we had in the month of March. In the month of March, we had a new moon in Pisces, with which we ended the past of decades. And sometimes it's not the literal past, right? It's the past we carry within us, memories of the past, feelings about the past. So we let a lot of that go in March. But this full moon will help us move one more step in releasing the past, releasing it more fully. And I'm talking about past that has been with us for decades. So that's the full moon in Pisces on September 20th. Then on September 22nd, the sun here is going to enter the sign of Libra, which means it's going to enter your ninth house. Now, up until September 22nd, the sun has been illuminating and highlighting your 8th house, intimate relationships, investments, transformation, healing, catharsis, endings, beginnings, occult things, personal karma. That's what's been illuminated. But now on September 22nd, for the next 30 days, the sun is going to highlight and illuminate your 9th house, higher education, foreign travel, abstract thinking, publishing, wisdom, all these things. And towards the end of the month, Aquarius, we have Mercury going retrograde. Now, Mercury is going to go retrograde in your 9th house. Now, Mercury retrogrades typically are not the best time to start new things, sign new contracts, and communication slows down during this time. Gadgets can malfunction, so just be mindful of that. And Mercury retrogrades are also a review period. We have to review the past and approach it from a different perspective. And for you, the past is connected to the 9th house. So matters concerning foreign travel, higher education, wisdom, knowledge, belief system, publishing you will be asked to review those. You will be asked to reprocess those. And Mercury retrogrades last typically 3 weeks. So just be mindful of that. If you're about to sign new contracts or start new things, best to do it before or after the retrograde period. And towards the end of the month, on September 28th, we have the last quarter square of the moon. Now, this is the last time the sun and the moon make their 90-degree angle before the new moon in the month of October. Now, this whole week, starting on September 28th, we are going to be releasing and letting go. And what are we releasing and letting go of? The new beginning that happened on September 6th in your 8th house. So this whole week, you will assess what about that beginning can come with you for the next lunar month, to the next lunar month. And what about that beginning do you need to leave behind? So it could be that you've healed in some ways. 8th house is all those things that I mentioned, right? So maybe you've healed in some way, and this week you're really letting go of emotions that don't serve you anymore, so that you can move into the next lunar month without those emotions. Now, this is just an example. It could be anything connected to the 8th house, because that's where the beginning happened for you. And the 8th house is intimate relationships, investments, personal karmic matters, occult things, hidden things, transformation, healing, catharsis, endings, beginnings. So that's pretty much it. That's the overview of the month. And Aquarius, if you want to know the long-term energies in your chart, things like where Saturn is, because Saturn is in your sign right now, okay, and it will be till 2023. Now, if you want to know the longer-term energies of your chart till 2023, then you can watch my long-term energy video, which is already on YouTube. That video will tell you the themes that you have been going through and will go through for a longer time period. See, this is for the month, right? But that talks about years. And energies do change day to day, month to month, moment to moment, but certain themes can stay with us for years. And that's because of the outer planets, things like Saturn, Uranus, Pluto. So that video breaks those energies down. So you can watch that if you're interested. And Aquarius, now I will pick a card for you. I'm going to go with the top card. It says to be fair. And I think if you can see the card, the woman in the card is weighing things out, right? So I think the message for you is that you need to, I don't know, maybe weigh things out in your life, what works, what doesn't, and then fairly decide what to keep and what to let go of. That's the first card. Pick one more for you, Aquarius. It says why. I don't know why you got this card, Aquarius, but if you have lots of questions as to why you might be feeling a little stressed out or in something like that, then the answer is because Saturn is in your sign asking you to work hard. And it will be there till 2023, but that's not negative, right? Saturn, wherever it goes, it puts things in order. So it's through hard work, through decisions, through discipline, it is helping you grow. One more card for you, Aquarius. Okay, something's fallen out. It says buy the book. And Aquarius, I think since Saturn is in your first sign, it's asking you to work, first house, sorry, if you're an Aquarius rising, then you will be working on who you are, your identity, all those sort of things. And if you are doing that, then maybe the message for you is to be who you truly are, because this whole year, 2021, is about embracing a unique, authentic self. And maybe for you, the message is more because Saturn is in your sign, right? Uranus does rule your sign. So for you, maybe there's more emphasis on becoming who you actually are, on becoming your authentic, true self. So that's pretty much it from my side, Aquarius. I hope you have a great month, and I will see you in one of my other videos.